YouTube.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to TrendSpider Live. My name is Mike, and today we're joined with Gary from Daily Stock Picks. And today we're watching AMAT earnings. So, Gary, how are you doing today? I know it's
I
a
am
pretty red day.
live.
But
Why did I say live with YouTube? I'm trying to get set up.
yeah,
I
no,
know you
you're
go
all
live
good.
before I do, but
Yeah, we're
oh,
we're live here anyway. So once you get it up, I don't know, it should have worked or gone through already if you had it in there. But anyways, guys, if you're out in the chat, go ahead and say what's up. Thank you for joining whoever is out there. Today, we're going to be watching AMAT earnings, as we said. And then also, I believe NU is reporting today as well. Two pretty interesting plays. AMAT, obviously in the semiconductor sector, and SMH and semiconductors are down pretty good today. I'm looking at the go no go squeeze indicator right here. And if you guys didn't see the live I had with Alex Cole, co-founder of Go No Go, we went over this indicator. Pretty interesting. But basically, it's setting up a squeeze on what I think that's the 6th day, and having a pretty solid red day on the semiconductors and AMAT itself. And if I put up the indicator, the Go No Go indicator you see right here, it is still pretty bullish on AMAT. It's flashing, that aqua colored candle. So we're still in a go trend, but after earnings, we'll see what happens.
I
Gary,
did
you guys
hear a
set
good
up.
one today. But by the way, I will tell you, on days when CNBC posts the market in turmoil and they have a 7 o'clock special after Jim Cramer, that's buy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
a buy signal.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so everyone's freaking out today, Gary. I want to get your overall take on the market. SPY is not down that much from the top, but a lot of these individual names are, of course. A lot of semiconductor names are down today. Some of the big crazy names like IONQ, OKLO, those are down pretty solid off the top. But what are you seeing, Gary? I mean, I know you just said it's a buy signal, but is there anything specific you're looking into?
What changed from yesterday to today? I mean,
The government
essentially,
shutdown ended.
yeah, the shutdown ended, which should
Yeah.
be bullish.
Yeah.
We got a notification that maybe an indication, I should say, maybe they're not cutting rates in December. I don't think the market needed rate cuts to actually move higher.
Yeah.
You got Robinhood down 9%
Is
on
it?
no news. Yeah, you got Disney down 7% on fairly good earnings. Nothing great, but
Saw
it
that.
was, I mean, I said it this morning. It's a $120 stock. Go and put a horizontal line across
Ooh.
120 on a weekly chart. You'll see that once it passes and uses 120 as support, it's a clear path to 150. So,
Mhm.
again, I'm seeing Tesla's down 6%, Palantir's
Yeah.
down 6%. If you're in high beta names, I think I went over on my podcast the beta score. If you're in that, you're
Mhm.
getting hurt today,
Yep.
but nothing's changed. And I was telling you before we came on live, I'm a big proponent of journaling your trades, journaling what's
Yeah.
in your portfolio. And like I said, if you're worried about today, go and look at your journal for April, because today probably feels exactly like April. I bought in April. Now, what did it turn out to be correct? Yeah. Is it going to turn out to be correct now? Who knows? Nobody really knows. The earnings are coming in good. Nothing really changed. I think if I take a look at just the Qs, and I was going to do this live, but I'll do it live with you, but take a look at a
Yeah.
weekly on the
Weekly
Qs.
Qs. Yep.
And if you just look at November and December last year, we had December 16th was a 3% down candle. That probably felt pretty bad. And
Kind of
yet,
like right here. Yeah.
yeah, and yet by February, you were still
Yep.
kind of higher, but then you saw the big turn, blow off with Liberation Day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I
you
forgot
know,
about that one.
you might have
That's
an
the thing.
opportunity. And I
Yeah.
always say this, Mike, we're in a bull market until you're not. Go draw
Yeah.
a trend line on this chart. Tell me, where's the trend?
Let's take a look. Actually, not
I mean,
really.
do you see a downtrend anywhere?
Definitely not a downtrend. I mean, it's impossible to draw a downtrend line. I mean, even I don't know, maybe this is the uptrend line right here, something like that. I'm no trend line connoisseur, but
Well, the
I
only
guess
thing I learned about trend lines is the more points you touch, it needs to touch 3 lines to
right.
validate. And
Yeah,
the more you touch, the more validation it is. So if I'm looking at that, we're right on even a short term or a long term trend line with the most, throughout this year from January forward.
yeah, yeah.
Anchor it 2024 lows, that July, October
Well,
2024
I know it's a
lows.
great one that I like is the anchored VWAPs. I don't know if you use anchored VWAP at all.
I don't. I
Um,
need to learn that. I
it's
need to.
actually
You know
really
what?
easy.
I need to get the 52 freaking trainings that you guys offer at that top tier.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the cheat code. Get the 52 trainings that they offer.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You are not wrong there. But anchored VWAP, I mean, it's basically just what the regular VWAP is. It's normally like an intraday
Mhm.
indicator. It just basically shows like essentially like in basic terms the average price paid of a stock for the day. This just anchors it from multiple days in the past. So it's almost like average price paid since the anchor. So for example, here average price paid since April 7th, like the low is right around here at 553 on the Qs. So, you just use it as support and resistance levels. I think it's probably better to use than trend lines.
Yeah.
It's based
It's
on
got
volume
more
and
it's got
data.
more validity than trend lines.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I was talking with Brad, some of the other guys on the team. They're like, yeah, or someone was saying, it wasn't Brad, it was someone that used to come on TrendSpider or something. They were saying the only trend line that exists are horizontal trend lines, which
Yeah.
isn't a trend line, but it's a level. And it's like, yeah, honestly, it's good advice.
Well, and I honestly think, if you looked at the last month, the Dow is beating every other index.
Yeah,
The Dow's old money with Goldman Sachs and, all of that kind of stuff, it may just be, hey, maybe the AI trade needs a little bit, but I got to tell you, I think people are selling, and I think there's big money selling right now so that they don't have to go to, any portfolio manager that has a meeting with their clients in November can tell them, okay, we took this much profit this year, and they're selling now
yeah,
because there is not going to be one portfolio manager who is going to sell the last week in December and say, hey, we just took all your profits and here's your capital gains.
yeah, yeah.
So
Wouldn't it be
I think
fun?
it's just a matter of time. And yeah, by the way, this applied materials, Sidekick, you have the prompt, I think, that I got
Yeah,
that was killer.
yeah. I pulled it up right here. I actually already sent it in. Really nice prompt that you made though here, Gary. If you guys don't know, this is Sidekick AI. It's TrendSpider's built-in AI connected to all of our market data. By the way, we are on a Black Friday sale. If you guys haven't already, you can click the link down below and sign up for a trial of the platform for just $5. Take advantage of the Black Friday sale. You can use all the stuff for 2 weeks for just $5. Again, the link is down below in the description, and we'll drop it in the chat in a second here. But this is an amazing prompt, Gary. Basically, it says, analyze AMAT ahead of its earnings today. Just basically telling it scan the daily weekly chart for key support and resistance, volume shifts, patterns, all the technicals, summarize fundamentals, revenue, EPS, margins, all the good stuff, price to earnings. And also, this is one that I liked a lot, is review the past 4 quarters of earnings. For each include the consensus versus actual, so basically the analyst estimates versus what actually happened for EPS and revenue. Let's see. And then, yeah, you can also analyze the option flow, unusual options activity using AI, which is very easy because myself, I'm not a big, unusual options flow guy, but when you can just have AI analyze it for you, it's kind of nice. And yeah, let's just see what it says. So, Gary, is
Wait,
this actually similar to what you got?
I think let me pull up mine because I told you one of the downsides is I couldn't share the results with you, but it gave me a summary at first with a nice, or I'm sorry, let me go scroll back up. Technical analysis, It said uptrend established since September low of 156. Stock rallied 54%. Now pulling back. Key resistance is 241. Key support 223 to 225. Weekly
Interesting.
chart, strong uptrend from August. 11-week winning streak broken. Structure higher lows pattern intact at 223. Candlestick pattern bearish engulfing. Large red candle, 5% drop. Remember,
Very
this was
engulfing.
yesterday, so it doesn't
Yeah,
include today's.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah, might be
so,
definitely a little different with today's sell-off. What
but
I
I
like
love
to do, or go ahead.
even if I didn't want to read this shit, Mike,
Yeah.
and I just go down to the summary, and it
I was
says
literally about to
AMAT.
say that. Yeah,
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 and
final
let's see for
recommendation right here.
traders. Is it telling you? Yeah, it
Says,
basically told me stay away and just wait till after earnings.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it says for traders, given the historical pattern of post-earnings sell-offs despite beats, uh, heavy put positioning and technical weakness, this is a pass or short through earnings. Probably, I don't like, I mean, I'll hold stuff through earnings. I don't really make earnings trades. I know a lot of people here in the chat. If you guys are in an earnings trade specifically, let us know. That's not really my thing. But it says if plan for the upside, wait for confirmation after the report. For long-term investors, current pullback to 220 could be a good opportunity. We'll check that out in a second. And then key to watch is the Q1 2026 guidance and commentary on China restrictions impact. So let's see. So it's basically saying 220 could be good for investors and short-term traders hold. I mean, 220, we hit that today,
And
which
what's
is, yeah, 10
ironic,
support.
if I just looked at a weekly chart on AMAT, I had a $213. There was a lot of resistance back in like February, March, and April of 2024, and then resistance in September 2024. It almost got up there in June 2025, but the only time it's lived up here was July 2024, and it pulled right back. And
Yeah.
so I think Sidekick analyzed it perfectly the way I would is the risk reward on this is you got to break those all-time highs, and it hasn't. It started to pull back in
Yeah.
order to even think about going. Where's the risk reward?
Yeah,
Going
exactly.
in before earnings.
Yeah, we're so close to the all-time high too, and the fact that we rejected it with 2 wicks on the weekly chart here is not the greatest thing, not the greatest look going into earnings, I guess. And yeah, no, I just drew like this quick horizontal kind of zone, I guess. I got these wicks right here around like again that I guess it's like 215, 213ish level you're talking about, and then another at 200. So like the 200 to 215. Sidekick said around 220. That's more shorter term, which makes sense. And yeah,
And
yeah,
it is funny. You're 2 minutes away from this, and
yeah.
I just pulled up a 5-minute chart, and it's rallying a little into the earnings.
Let's take a
I mean,
look.
I think it's
It's
just
really
the
fun.
end of
Yeah,
the day,
yeah. Down
but
what? It's actually solid. It's up almost 2% from the bottom of today, which it's been selling off all day today. And yeah, now we're heading into earnings and we're getting I mean
But
it's
you've gapped down the past 2 days. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
if
yeah.
you put your gap snake in there, I've got a gap snake on mine. You've gapped down past 2
Let's see.
days. I love the gap snake.
Yeah, I know you're telling me about that last time. I don't know
Gotta
why
love.
like this it draws back here for me right now. Maybe I have to set
Oh, you're on a daily. I'm on a 5
oh, you're
5-minute.
looking at 5.
Yeah,
Oh, I
5-minute
see.
chart. Then you got a couple of gaps for the
Oh,
past
that
couple
makes
of
sense.
days.
That makes sense. Yeah. So those are the starts of the day. Yeah. 2 gap downs. Yeah. So pretty bad momentum on intraday charts going into earnings here. Sidekick was saying, maybe stay away for earnings. I think that's honestly like if you're not an investor in this long term, like I don't think trading earnings is necessarily,
I
you
love
know,
trading earnings.
do you?
Dude, I
How
love
do you
it.
trade earnings?
So I will look at the estimates, and if the
Mhm.
last quarter, I usually, fundamentals is a big thing of my thing. So I'll usually I won't trade like something like Oklo, which has no freaking revenue
Right.
and an $80 billion market cap.
Yeah.
I'll trade something like you know, like Disney. If Disney went into earnings today at $98, I'd have said, hey, there's a nice resistance up here at 120. they don't have to do much to get over 100. And it lives around 100. So
Yeah.
for me, that would be absolutely where I would trade something like earnings. I love trading like some tech. Amazon, great example. I traded the earnings on Amazon this quarter. I think I made a little bit of money.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the risk reward. I think, trading earnings for me is more like gambling. It's
That's
fun,
what I
but
think. Yeah.
you can't make a living trading earnings. I mean,
No.
no,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna
I
do
know.
that.
Yeah. There's like investing all with your earnings, you're gonna do it. By the way, it looks like we're getting the numbers for AMAT should be in like a minute. The market just closed, so I have the 1 minute chart up. But yeah,
It
I
says
mean,
401.
yeah, right. So let's see.
401 was what?
Looks like we're getting some movement. What was I saying though? Oh, sorry. I'm getting lost in the chart right now. We're getting some pretty crazy movement. Look at this.
It's yeah. Sidekick was wrong.
3.5%. Yeah, for now. Let's see. Well, that's the thing with earnings. Like you can't. I don't care if they beat or
No.
miss. I mean, they can beat and go down. They can, there's no telling, and they can just not move at all. Like I don't. Yeah, like power earnings gaps is like one thing that I think I can see some validity to. But that's like not really buying before. That's like waiting for an earnings reaction, which that's the way I would probably trade earnings if I wanted to, is, waiting for a
I
reaction.
mean, that candle, Mike, you got this thing so stretched out. That candle looks impressive, but come on. It's a
That's a
1%
3%er.
candle at this point.
3%.
Is
But
it?
yeah. Yeah. It is. Yeah. This is a 1 minute. This is the 1 minute. So yeah, it's definitely stretched. But that's, 3% decent move.
It closed at 223. So if it holds 223, it did. I mean, the second candle opened up 226. So and there you go.
There we go. Here we got the numbers right here. Benzinga News Desk says AMAT is looking for. Oh wait, hold on. We got a couple. Earnings per share 2.17, which beat 210. Do we have revenue yet? So we got an EPS beat, sales beat as well, so double beat. And then it looks like we also have some guidance up there as well. Let's see. He's looking for Q1 adjusted versus 2.13. So it looks like pretty solid
They did
guidance.
really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
3% on earnings per share and 1.77% on revenue.
Yeah. Let me put Sidekick over here. I'm going to put in, I have this post earnings analysis prompt I'm going to send in real quick. It should be able to read all the data by now.
It's down 1% in after hours. I mean, it's so expensive.
I don't even see like
ratio. So I love the PEG ratio, the price to earnings growth.
Mm-hmm.
Its forward PEG is 3.21.
Yeah, no, that's up there.
Crazy high.
Yeah, and you see they're growing. I mean, year over year in revenue, they're growing like 6-7%. That doesn't really justify that high of a PEG. EPS, 10 to 15%, which is solid. But to be valued that high
at that growth rate, I mean, which one would you rather own, Apple or AMAT? Because Apple's growing at about the same pace, but it's a $3 trillion company that's growing at that pace.
Yeah. What was their PEG ratio?
Yeah. Let's see the profitability.
Depends on Apple's, I guess. Let's see, 13 November. Let's take a look at what Sidekick has to say. It did say guidance was weak with Q2 EPS guidance of 1.98. The midpoint is 2.8 versus the 2.13 estimate. So actually that guidance was not very good. It was close, but it definitely wasn't strong. Let's see. Management emphasized no significant changes to underlying customer demand, which is fine, but near-term uncertainty remains elevated. So again, slight beat based on the analyst expectations, but year over year, it looks like they're down. Let's take a look at it compared to its competitors like LRCX. AMAT's PE, it's saying it's around 22, give or take. It's, every platform calculates it a little different, but 22 is pretty low, honestly. Surprising to have that PEG ratio versus LRCX at 32, KLAC at 35, and their price to sales is 5, which is lower than, Lam Research as well. So it's saying AMAT trades at a discount to peers on both price to earnings and price to sales, which is interesting.
But its price to book is super high.
That's the one thing I didn't have it do. That's funny.
Yeah. It didn't look at that, but I can see the price to book of 10. Its sector is a median of 4.
Interesting. Yeah. And here's the bull and bear case. Of course, the bear case is always going to be that China revenue risk. Cyclical downturn, rotation is happening into healthcare right now. So kind of going out of semis, at least for now. I mean, it's just the start. We'll see if it lasts. And what's the bull case? Diversified revenue streams is good.
Mike,
of course, AI.
It literally, the after hours candle, it looks like it's heading right towards that 220, 215 area, which Sidekick identified perfectly.
Yep.
And
we closed.
Yeah. Let me throw out there, since it's a sale, the $5 sale that you guys have going on.
Yeah.
Let me just throw this out there, because I used Sidekick this morning, and you and I were talking about this, and you told me, I didn't know this, but I guess it can only do 20 names in a watch list. But
that's at least from when it was launched. I don't know if there's been updated, but that's usually for when you select a watch list for it to look at. I believe it should be 20 names max. Yes.
Okay. And well, if we had our power vests of private equity on, we may know a little bit more about this. But the reality is, I have this prompt in my newsletter. It's out there. If anybody wants it, you can message me and I'll give it to you. But I said I want to analyze my watch list, rate and summarize the current strength of the chart and underlying technical trends, summarize the key fundamentals for each stock, including valuation, earnings, revenue, blah, blah, blah. I will go on. I also had it analyze the S&P 100 and said, give me any stock that's in an upward trend with good fundamentals in the S&P 100 that matches similar to this watch list. Gave me JP Morgan, American Express, Gilead, Amgen, and FedEx. And it's a really, the hack that I want to tell people is for freaking $5. Go and get the 2-week trial. Load this prompt, load your own portfolio into TrendSpider. Have a Sidekick prompt like this, analyze it. Because you know what? If you're feeling horrible on a day like today, maybe your portfolio could use work. And I tell you what, I've done this same prompt in all the other AIs like ChatGPT and Perplexity, and none of it works as well as Sidekick.
Not even remotely close, dude.
No. Sidekick is so precise and so incredibly good. And for $5, I mean, you get it for 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, it's genuinely a great deal. The link's down below if you guys want to sign up for the trial. I mean, it's literally $5. And Gary is right. Like, I use AI. I've used all the models, Claude, ChatGPT, like Gemini, whatever it is. Like, Sidekick is insane because, one, you can actually pick which model you want to use. But also, the cool thing about Sidekick that I think makes it so good is obviously the fact that it's connected to all of our data, but also on top of that, the fact that it doesn't have access to the internet. Now, I thought it was a super cool thing when they gave ChatGPT access to the internet when it first came out. But it's also a bad thing, especially in stocks, with how much conflicting info there is out there. So everything is like all the same data. It's all comparable. So the chance of it hallucinating is incredibly low. And also, Gary, I love those prompts where you have it analyze your portfolio. I use those like almost every day. Basically, I have it break it down by sector. It's like, what sectors am I missing? What sectors are performing good today? Like, you can ask it again, like you said, to like, what should I add to? What should I remove or trim? So it can be really personable for sure. That is a great use case.
The hack that you guys have done is, again, keeping it out of the internet. I haven't had one hallucination yet. It did tell me on Baba this morning it couldn't pull some of the fundamental data, and I have a feeling that's because it's a China stock.
It's an ADR. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
about right. Yeah.
So again, if I were to ask that to a regular LLM, it would probably just make it up and pull it
Yeah.
from the internet, and Lord knows what that is. So I completely, appreciate the fact that it didn't give me an answer and it said, "Hey, I don't have this information, but here's what it looks like to me."
Yep.
Um, and Baba was up today. So strange.
Hmm,
It told me it was probably a good buy.
that's
Um,
interesting.
yeah,
Let's take
but
a look.
again,
I
if
haven't really
anybody
looked at
wants that
Bob in a
prompt, it's
while.
in my newsletter, or I'll send it to you. Just, email me or get in touch with me. I'm out there.
Yep.
I'm not hiding behind a paywall. I did see, Mike, you had some guy on here. I tune into Mike's lives a lot. Somebody
Nice.
refused
Appreciate
to
it.
put their camera on.
Oh, that was that was Rich from Trading Wars, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I guess some people just don't want to.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he didn't have one. I don't know.
Listen,
But
I'm the guy who typed the title of my today's newsletter is "Has the year-end rally started today?" And I'm on camera. I mean,
yeah, I mean it's whatever, man. Well, look at AMAT selling
let's
off.
look at Red Cat. Somebody said mentioned Red. Rafa
Oh yeah,
mentioned Red Cat. What's Red Cat doing?
look at that. Looks like Red Cat is selling off pretty hard right now. Let's take a look at their numbers. Red Cat Holdings EPS misses, sales miss, double miss, lowers guidance. Couldn't be worse, and they're selling off.
I have a in one of my tools that I have, it's a strong sell, and they outline because of the analyst revisions. There's two analysts that cover this, and nobody is revising their earnings per share or revenue up. So everybody was expecting a miss, and yeah.
Are you talking
So
about for Red
Rafa,
Cat?
our apologies that we didn't get to that prior to the earnings because maybe you lost a bunch of money.
I
Um,
didn't even, yeah.
but it's not our fault. $5, $5, Rafa. If you have TrendSpider, then great. You could have used one of your 25 sidekick messages in the month. But if you didn't, go out there and get the $5 trial because you could have saved yourself some money.
I mean, it's almost to the point where I don't really take a trade if I don't ask Psych. I usually ask Karen questions because it's really, there's no harm in it at all. Well, she makes you feel a little bad, but like asking the AI questions just about anything. Like if you're doing a back test, like I back test strategies, or like I have a couple different position I might want to add. I'm always asking Sidekick before I do it because it almost every single time points out something that I didn't think of. And so it's just kind of natural now. It's like, I don't know, there's no point in not doing it. And yeah, if you're on TrendSpider, you get 25 messages a month included in your plan. And that can
You
go
can
a
always
long
buy
way.
more. You can
Yeah,
buy more.
that's basically a prompt a day, and you can buy more. You can upgrade. You do actually, if you sign during this Black Friday sale, you get a free month of Sidekick included as well. So even you get actually, it should be 100
It's
messages if you
100
sign up
your
during a
first, yeah,
Black
your
Friday
first month
deal.
you get 100.
Yeah, $5 you get 100 messages for 2
And the
weeks.
hack that I've learned, because again, you guys only give me 25 messages, so I'm with everybody else.
Yeah.
The hack that I've learned is I go to an outside LLM like Perplexity and I create the prompt until I'm happy. And then once I have a happy prompt and I tell it that I'm using Sidekick, they all seem to know what Sidekick is, whether it's I've trained it or they trained it themselves. They all seem to know what Sidekick is. So when I tell it I'm using this for TrendSpider and Sidekick, it kind of crafts a really good message. And like I said, I haven't had a hallucination. It's been really good at predicting some of the things that are coming up. If we have Liberation Day #2, maybe Sidekick the Karen persona could tell us if we're going to have Liberation Day #2 coming up. Maybe, the Supreme Court. Can we ask it about the Supreme Court, maybe?
You can. So one of the craziest things, I was live for for Powell's speech during FOMC, the last FOMC meeting, and I was basically copy and pasting what he was saying right into Sidekick, and I was like, "Tell me what this means." I was just copying and pasting all the
Oh,
stuff
I
he was
saw
saying,
that.
and it was
Yeah.
doing so crazily good at analyzing. I was like, "Damn." I was just listening to it. I was doing it live on the stream, and you just see me copy and pasting the prompts, and it thinks really freaking hard for you. Like, it'll like sometimes I'll see it like correct itself. It's like, "Oh, here's something that's like, oh wait, no, that's wrong. Let me rethink about that." And it's like, it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't use Sidekick. Like I said, I stick to the 25 messages a month.
Yeah.
Um, and I try my goal is to just be a normal user. Like, you know, I'm an affiliate with TrendSpider and I just want to use it exactly the way that you
Mhm.
guys do. So
Mhm.
I don't use probably, I mean, Mike shows me stuff on here all the time. And if I were, it's funny because I started using TrendSpider in 2020. Um, and essentially what happened was I retired in January 2020, lost 50% of my portfolio with COVID. And that after that, I found TrendSpider. And I said, I don't want to ever lose 50% of my portfolio. So I learned charting and I went through it. I had basic understanding of charting, but back then you couldn't do half the stuff that you can today. And
Oh,
and
yeah.
I tell everybody that top tier that you guys are selling and the hack that you can do. I think it's like $64 a month and you get 52 trainings a year. So
Mhm.
if when I did the math, it's like $15 for a one-on-one session with a trainer. And you're paying $15 and you get TrendSpider free for a year if you consider that that's the cost of the training.
Yep.
And so tell me if you go out and learn golf, you know, my girlfriend's a piano teacher. She charges like $75 an hour.
Yeah,
You guys are
100%.
giving a person for a one-on-one Zoom, and I can go out there and I can say, you know what? And I think James is one of your trainers. James,
Yeah.
I don't understand average, you know, the VWAP stuff. Can you explain it to me? Done.
Well, they're
And you
great
don't
at
have to
what they
use an
do.
AI. You don't have to,
Yeah.
that's the crazy part is for 64 freaking dollars a month, I would have jumped at the chance to learn technicals. And if today felt any kind of you know, uncomfort, holy crap.
Yeah, no, it's great. Our customer support team, yeah, shout out to James and all the customer support over at TrendSpider. You
They
can
do
just click
great.
this contact us button down here. Contact them anytime. You
Oh,
send them a
I have
message.
asked your guys the dumbest questions before,
Hey,
and they're polite and they answer.
yeah, no, they're great. All of us, that we have meetings, that I show up to sometimes, like every like week, just about different trading concepts, how to use the platform better. So, I mean, yeah, they're great at what they do. The training's about it's about the platform or just market knowledge too. I mean, you
They'll
can
teach you
ask any
technical
question.
training.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I will tell you the feedback that I get from people who sign up through me and take the trainings, they won't give they absolutely will not give you financial advice. And if there's anything that even seems like financial advice, they stay away from that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Again,
and
they're not going to tell you what to buy and whatnot. Of course,
right. And they're not going to say, "Oh my God, you should buy this stock because the average VWAP is right down there and it's trade." No, they're not going to do stuff like that.
Yeah,
And even if you ask them, "Is it a good risk reward?" They're probably going to tell you, "We can't tell you that."
yeah,
But I mean, once you the best behavior pattern that I've always been able, and I've been doing this for 40 freaking years trading. I have a I have a stock. In fact, I should pull it out, Mike. I literally have a stock certificate. They used to give you literally paper certificates.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have one from 1985
I
where it
love
has
that.
my name on it, and I own I think it's Lucent Technologies is what I
Mm,
bought. And I have the stock certificate. So I've been doing this for 40 years now.
yeah,
And the best the thing that I've ever learned is if I've done it in the past, I can figure it out in the future. And so if you take a risk and it doesn't work out, it's a learning experience. So I've learned to trust technicals. I was one of those older guys who just was like, there's no freaking way. I mean, this is all
yeah,
it's astrology. And I even heard it the other day. I was on Spaces with a bunch of the Wolf guys, and
yeah,
somebody said,
yeah.
"Yeah, charts are just astrology." Bullshit. There's a
No,
dance that happens in the market. And
yeah,
TrendSpider just clears up that dance for you. And it's so easy when you can figure out. And like I said, Mike, you guys are geniuses. I'm the dummy. I'm a moron when it comes to, I use horizontal yellow lines and nobody knows what the F that means. I mean, I post charts and people are probably like, what the hell is this? Well, it's my system and it's worked, you
Yeah,
know?
you know,
So
I've always been a big proponent of back testing and everything, but I never got into, the technicalities of everything technical analysis really is, because like you're right, like there is some really bad use cases for technical analysis, like in my opinion, just random trend lines or certain chart patterns that honestly I just don't. It's really whatever you make it to be. But once you get into actually like testing indicators, testing momentum indicators, back testing, like we have a strategy tester. And then you can like back test these actual signals and see how they actually do in the past. Like I know you have your 4-hour strategy, like you can't deny like the results of it. Like if you can quantify it like that, it is
shit,
absolutely
you
not
guys
astrology.
have
But
a
if you're just
turtle
sitting there
strategy.
drawing random stuff on your chart, then sure, maybe that's kind of bogus. But
But you guys have the turtle strategy. I mean, that's legend. You have Miniverni strategy.
yeah.
Again, a legend in the trading.
Mhm.
I mean, Miniverni's known as the guy who goes on CNBC and doesn't know what Upstart does. Go and
It
Google it if
doesn't
you don't
matter though,
know
he's a technical trader.
it.
They're
It
trading the
yeah,
momentum, they're trading the
I'm
charts, they're stuff like that.
yeah. I'm sorry,
Um,
I can't hear you.
yeah, classic, right?
It
Classic.
is great.
But
I
here
mean, anybody that knows Mark knows it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't,
exactly.
that's the thing is it doesn't matter. And he's made a very good living and written a lot of compelling books on the strategies around that he uses. And so, and it works. And so, yeah, it just, again, TrendSpider is just one of those tools that I remember, I think it was my second year of using TrendSpider. I had to wait for the Black Friday sale because there was like a 2-week window where I couldn't get a deal. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go without it for 2 weeks. I felt naked. Good God, it was horrible. It was
Yeah,
the
you need
worst. And
something, yeah.
I'm still traumatized by it because once you learn how good it is and how quick you can make your decisions and how the alerts help you. I mean, I was hiking the other day and I got an alert and I'm like, okay, I'm hiking. Let me just pull up my Fidelity app and I'll just go in and buy it because I got the alert. I knew exactly where I wanted to buy it and I put the
Yep.
order in.
From
So
your 4-hour strategy or
yeah, yeah,
nice, yeah. So
yeah.
awesome, yeah. And it's really great. I mean, the fact that there's so many different things that you can create that like personalized investing and your trading for you is like really the best part because you can see all the stuff like the turtles and all that, which is great. It's other people's strategies, but it's really easy to take that stuff and translate it to your own, which I think is
New
the beautiful part about it.
New double beat. Let's see. Did the stock take off?
Yeah,
I'm
let me
still
take a
looking
look
at
at
applied materials.
here. I did a prompt on RCAT, who also reported they also, let me pull up the chart. I think they were tanking. Yeah, they're tanked. Let's take a look. They badly missed on both, like I was saying, and guidance was slashed dramatically. So RCAT, terrible, terrible earnings report. Yeah, that's really all you need to know on this. Terrible report, and it's down. Pretty self-explanatory there. Sidekick is saying it's trading at a massive premium valuation and or despite being unprofitable, their price to sales, which is kind of a lot of the stuff is iffy. You don't have a price to earnings ratio if you aren't, profitable. So it's kind of hard to analyze, everything there. But revenue itself, missed.
I
EPS
think if you're investing in this market in something that doesn't have revenues, I mean, come on. I,
you need to have a talk with Karen for sure.
I mean, it's for me, and again, it's about risk and reward. If you're investing in something like that, you believe it. If you're trading it and you don't have a strategy, you better have a technical strategy trading something that doesn't have earnings or I'm sorry, revenue. Because if
Oh
you
yeah,
don't have a technical strategy, you're just guessing. Honestly, you're just guessing.
absolutely. Absolutely. You can't sit there and say you're investing in a stock with, I guess you can argue there's something for OKLO to be an investment, but I mean something like this, you're right. You have to have some sort of technical strategy of when to get in and when to get out. Because
And
I mean stocks like this, they can get delisted, they can go down 80%.
I
If you want to
hate
hold through that, sure. Go ahead.
I'm not a big fan of patterns. but I see you have the Head and Shoulders pattern up there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
is that
Uh,
drawn in, or is that automatic on TrendSpider, or is
no,
that
that's just this is a shared team account, so everyone that draws anything, it'll pop up on there. But it's kind of fun. Like they're always like, "Oh, turn those things off," but like it's usually some pretty good stuff. That exactly, you're like, "Oh, is that a Head and Shoulder?" Yeah, it's Head and Shoulders right there. Our social team probably put it on Twitter or something like that. But yeah, it's
your
a
social
perfect Head
team
and
kills
Shoulders.
it? Your social
Yeah, no,
team,
they're
they
great.
put out a relative performance tweet last night with like 5 or 6 names.
Hmm.
Killed it. Just
Yeah.
absolutely killed it with, Eli Lilly. Hey, it was clear it was breaking out in TrendSpider. I mean, you saw Lilly break out.
Oh
I think
yeah.
Exxon was on there.
Yeah, I'm actually I was
UN's
gonna
on
let's
there.
go over NU and I'm gonna show you exactly what we just did because that's a great point to show where the money's rotating, at least right now. As there's a lot of stuff selling off, but NU here. Let's see. Let's see. Do, do,
What's
do.
funny is I like every one of their peers. I just don't like NU. I like
Or-
SoFi. I like Affirm. I like Upstart. I like all of those. I just don't like NU for some reason.
Yeah, no harm there. On analyst most recent earnings for NU. 11, 12 to 25. Sometimes when you say most recent, it just came out. It was doing like the last quarter, so I have to reprompt it there. But while we wait for that, let me pull up my stock market map right here.
Oh yeah, that's
Take
the
a
other
look.
hack. You
Yeah.
can put in a prompt and you don't have to sit there and wait for it.
Oh yeah, you just minimize that. I love it. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
like yeah, it's super nice. Super nice. Yeah. Just hit the I guess it's still waiting for NU earnings for whatever reason. Anyway, let's see if the news came out. Oh, interesting. No news drop on it yet either.
It might
Maybe
you
it's
you
just
know,
not out yet.
one of the comments is that NU has to do with Latin America. I typically invest just in the American stuff, but I do trade outside like China every now and then. I don't
Mhm.
think it has anything to do with that. Just for some reason, I haven't had luck with NU. And anybody that's been trading or investing for a while, there are certain stocks that you can determine where it's good. Like I know Apple like the back of my hand.
Yeah,
Um, and I know that one because it's 50% of my portfolio and I love it. And I'll add to it when it dips. It's at an all-time high yesterday. Um, but NU I just never had. SoFi, I had a great run with SoFi,
mhm,
where I traded it between I think 18 and 25.
yeah,
Affirm, the 4-hour trades Affirm incredibly well. I'm able to find great opportunities with that one.
that's
Same
good.
thing with Upstart. But NU just it
Yeah, Upstart.
never yeah,
Yeah, I've
Upstart.
held SoFi for a while too myself. That was a pretty big move down today, I think, though, wasn't it on SoFi? I sold a covered call on that one recently. Luckily,
Was it?
down 10.5% today. Yeah, pretty brutal day. But when we just zoom out on the chart on the daily, it's just like it's nothing, in the grand scheme of things. But it does not look fun to look at your portfolio on days like this. So I get it. Um, but yeah, if you do look at the stock market map right here, what I have is 30 days change. So everything towards the right here is going to be the top gainers over the last 30 days. Everything top to bottom is year change. So we see silver and gold leading the year. Semiconductor is kind of in the middle. It's like the third biggest gainer of the year still over the last year. Then we have XLV, pretty low on there for year to date or just year change. But over the last 30 days, its money's been going into XLV. And you click on the symbol here, you can see clearly that if there's money going anywhere out of tech or, whatever these quantum names, it's definitely looks like XLV. Really easy spottable on the map. And then from there, what I did personally today was I did an RP greater than 90 scan. You just literally type that, press find symbols now into our scanner. It just takes human language text. You don't even have to build the parameters anymore. And then you type XLV for the search that you want, to be searched in. And here you have the top, the top healthcare stocks. XLV is healthcare. And you got LLY on here. As you can see, it's flying higher. You got MCK. You probably recognize all these names. At least I do, because I trade, like momentum. I try to find out where the money's flowing, follow the trend. And, LLY, I think it just hit all-time highs today. And so
Hey,
it just makes finding these stocks so easy.
Can you scan the ARC funds? Because I know you guys have the ARC funds in the rather
Uh,
than XLV, just scan the ARC funds for this.
do we have the ARC funds? We do.
Yeah.
Only 30 symbols. Let's see if there's anything in here. Actually, there's a lot.
Wow.
And this is relative performance over 90. So keep in mind, this means these stocks are outperforming 90% of the entire S&P 500 right now. So we got Tesla's in there. Tesla's actually still has a relative performance of 90. Roblox. I forgot about Roblox for a little bit there. I was in it until it started coming down. That's an interesting one. Definitely starting to lose some steam, but we can even change this since there's so many to 95 relative performance. Hood and U, those are the two outperforming 95% of the market still.
Wow. Wow.
Interesting.
And Unity's not even at its all-time high.
Nope. But I guess just the rest of the stuff in the, the S&P.
Unity on the weekly, Mike, Unity just crossed its 200-day on the weekly.
Interesting. We can change this too to same sector or like Russell 2000. Let's try same sector. So only Hood shows up when you compare it instead of to
I didn't
SPY,
even
the
know
same
that.
sector.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
You can compare it to the Russell 2000.
See, this is my one-on-one, the 51
Yeah,
of my
right.
training session.
Glad to help. Glad to help. But this is really great. I mean, this relative performance, it's easy to understand, but it's really useful, This scanning the market for the
your social team posted this yesterday, and just Can Slim, they also posted, which was great.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many tools in here. I get, unlike you going on a, your common, like there's a bunch of people drawing stuff on there. Mike, if I make one change to my screen, I'm lost for like the next 20 minutes trying to get it back to where it was.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It auto saves too. But yeah, no, I mean, luckily we have the social team doing all the drawings for me. So sometimes I just pull up a chart and I see something like those head and shoulders that we saw a second ago. And it's like, oh, nice. I wouldn't have noticed that. But I'm not a big drawer. Like I'll draw like horizontal lines, like I was saying, but I don't really draw trend lines.
Okay, so here's a good question. Doug asked, how do I feel about IREN after the big dip? So I'm in 100% profits. It's not going to zero. So I could basically care less about the big drop today. But give me an idea. Mike, on my podcast, I throw it out there all the time for the 4-hour algorithm and stuff like that. But give me an idea of what you might use on IREN, which has just seen a tremendous gain. And I'm seeing, you see it right up there that when it gets to 70, it just pulls back. And then as you get down here near 40, probably makes sense. But what are these? What's this one? Is this relative performance? The green and red?
So what I did, we have relative performance candle coloring. So whenever the relative performance is over 85, the candles are going to be green. So as you can see, it still has a relative performance over 85. We just dropped that indicator. It's a free one if you're on TrendSpider to use. Let's change this over to like 90 because you can change the threshold for green. So it's still above 90. And you can also just add the relative performance indicator so you can see kind of how it works. You just type relative performance up here, add it. It's built in. It's on the lower. See, it's actually been at 100 basically ever since the start of this.
Yeah.
So very easy there. But as far as everything else, let's take a look. So the first thing I put on, this is a Tushar indicator, Tushar Shande, trend following indicator. So basically the way he would probably play this, or maybe did play it, is he would be long anytime this is painted light green behind the candles here. And look, it honestly matches up pretty damn close to the relative performance. So I was telling Gary before this, all these big trend followers, Caruso we had on, the go, no go guys, Tushar, they're basically scanning for stocks with this high relative performance, hopping in, when there's a big trend. This is the Tushar Shande para band indicator. And basically, like I said, you're long when the background is painted light green there. And then there's a stop loss, which is all these lines down here. And it actually just broke the stop loss. So technically, if you're using this strategy specifically, you would probably have gotten out today or maybe tomorrow at open. Is basically the way that you would play this. of course, there's many different indicators he has as well. Like he has the blast indicator. This is the buy low and sell top. So this is more of like less trend following, but like mean reversion,
Yeah.
which is basically the opposite of trend following, but it's similar entries, but it actually got you out probably yesterday, as you can see right there. That's his basically the story is that you get in, you ride the trend and you use a trailing stop loss. And that trailing stop is the bottom line. And based on, the trend breaking, that's when you get out.
And
So that's a couple of
my
ways.
4-hour got you out of IREN around 60, it looks like.
Yep. That's mine's up pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm seeing, I got one of my famous yellow horizontal lines right at 49.
On the
It's
weekly
broken there. And I love, by the way, your volume slider. The
volume
volume,
slider.
I forget what it's volume. Let me see, expand my, I have so many damn things here. Volume, VBP, volume by price.
Oh, yeah. Volume by price. Yeah. 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 That one's great too.
I
Um,
love that.
yeah. It's really cool. And it depends. So there's a couple ways to use volume by price. You can set the data range to manual or like the visible range. So if you have it at manual, you basically, there's a line somewhere around here, right here.
There
They
it
can
is.
drag where you want to anchor it. So if you
That's
want to
what I
anchor
use.
from like the start of the trend, you could stick it there. And yeah, you can basically see which price levels instead of like regular vertical volume by time, you can see volume by price, obviously.
Yeah.
And so the highest traded areas of volume wise is at this, 62 level right here. We have another high volume node kind of, it's called right here at 48. And then the biggest one where most people seem to be in, whether it be long or short, is actually down here at 17. So let's move this over like a little bit closer. So we can
That's
get
what I
a,
do. Yeah. You got to get it towards the start
maybe
of
this
really the
gap.
breakout.
Yeah, here's
Yeah.
something. And we can actually make this a little bit, you can up the columns to I think 100 now. I like 75, makes it a little more granular. A couple of things about the volume profile. These are high volume nodes or the volume point of control, which is price with the most volume since the start. But a really crucial thing to know is like these low volume areas. Basically, when the price gets close to those is basically when price is going to start moving really fast. There's not a lot
It
of people
falls
in.
through.
Yeah. You see, that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened right here. Price broke into there and it gapped down and it's basically cleared that entire thing in 2 days.
Yeah.
And you can see here, it reacted to the support level a few times. And there's a lot of people basically either long or short, probably mostly long up here in IRN at 62. So, if you get back up to 62, you're sitting on a support right here at like 47, which is pretty clearly shown from people buying this breakout on this support level. If you get back up to there, it's going to be a resistance.
The daily RSI is at 40. So
Daily RSI. Yeah, it's like right in between, not.
yeah, it's in no man's land. But
Yeah.
for me, again, the question, do you load up on this one? I try not to give advice, but I will tell you, if that gets down to 27, I'll probably load up on it again.
Let's ask
And
Karen. Like
yeah,
I said, before I do anything, ask Karen.
go and ask Karen.
It doesn't have to be a crazy prompt. I mean, you could I'm just doing this on the fly. Take a look at IREN for me. Analyze the chart I have up and give your thoughts on whether you think IREN is a good, do you want to say investment or trade?
Trade.
Probably investment or trade. Okay.
Trade. I've already got my investment because it's all, I mean, I've got all my gains in there. So if it goes to zero, my gains left, not my investment.
Yep.
So
yeah,
I'm pure profit at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. There's like two different ways to trade. There's like the trend following where you'd hop in somewhere here on the breakout or like after it started showing momentum on like the relative performance, like over here, and you'd ride it up until probably around now, when it's maybe hold it past the support. Depends on, what you're like. Let's see, like you can use like an actual just trailing stop. You gotta set it to like something like 20% at least. It's like 25 is pretty volatile. Yeah, so like a trailing stop, it would be tough. Probably you have to use like a volatility adjusted trailing stop. But again, if you're using like one of two SHARS indicators, it would have kept you in all the way up to here. And right now is a very interesting point because trend followers are getting out and mean reversion traders are probably getting in.
Yeah.
So that's where kind of the two styles clash, you know? So it's
Who
really
will
just your
win?
style. Yeah. And
That's the
that's why.
question, is who will win? And by the way, a
Mhm.
good point brought up by Trent. You get a free indicator when you sign up on the Black Friday sale as well.
Yeah, you get one of these two SHAR indicators for free.
I don't have one. I mean, I don't have this stuff. This stuff is awesome to me, but I
Yeah,
don't have these.
he does have a free one too. It's forget which one was free. It's the I think it's the he put one in the hackathon. It's the
Okay.
breakout buddy, I believe.
Man, these guys
This
work
one
a
right
lot.
here, and it's pretty similar to his other stuff. It's just not as detailed, but it's still very very nice. And
Ooh,
as you
but it
can
got you
see,
out there, it looks like, pretty well.
yeah, so there's two different lines here. Like again, this is like the where it's painted is where you're definitely long. And it looks
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's the next trailing stop there around 48. So yeah, interesting level. We're testing a support, and it just so happens to be, you know, right at this exact pivot level that a lot of these, you know, trend following stop losses are lining up to be right there as well. So let's see what Karen has to say. Are you seriously asking when to stop? So yeah, it's gonna yell at you. Let's see. So you bought somewhere near that top and now you have second thoughts. No, close. No, just kidding. But let's see. Parabolic move to near 75, your value area high. It read the volume profile on the chart. 150% up in a month, 35% off the top. So it's reading a lot of the volume profile, which is interesting. Right at the bottom of that value area, at least it didn't catch a 75 still. Go no go squeeze was another one that is turning a little bit bearish.
Left building.
Let's see. No PE ratio because they're not consistently profitable yet. I mean, looks like EPS was positive. Let me take a look at their EPS. They're just flipping positive right now.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be like their first quarter of a positive PE ratio actually, which is good. I always love seeing companies flip from negative to positive, you know, income. The Microsoft deal, keeping this afloat, you know, $9.7 billion Microsoft deal is definitely huge for this, obviously. And it says, Iron is taking all the risk. Whoever said this, Jim Thanos said, came out November 5th and said, Iron is taking all the risk and it will decrease EPS, which is interesting because they just reported earnings and it looks like they smashed EPS.
Yeah. Their earnings were really good and it's just got beaten down because everything that's spending money right now on AI is getting beaten down, like Oracle and Meta and all that stuff.
Let's see. So basically,
I find it funny. Under the bearish factors, price targets got slashed from 142 to 136. It's trading at $48.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That is pretty
How's
funny.
that a bearish factor? And that's $6. That's not even 1% like downgrade from there. So there's my first hallucination from Karen on Sidekick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think she's trying to be just negative as possible. But yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. But it also says you're in a clear downtrend after a parabolic. I would not say this is a clear downtrend yet. It's definitely leading to it, but we've definitely. I mean,
Read
it's
the last
debatable.
line.
It's right at the edge of turning into a downtrend, and it could bounce. So I
read the last line because this is what I tell everybody who even asks me a question. The fact that you're even asking tells me you probably shouldn't take this trade.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's a great point. I mean, have a plan. If you're going to get in this, you know, have a stop loss. Are you going to have a stop loss? You can invest in it. You're going to wait for it. Are you going to play the bounce off that potential support level? All
I've
good
traded
questions
on
to ask.
my 4-hour algorithm got me in August, and I wrote this to my folks August 6th at 1777. By the way, that's right after, it's like 2 days after the 4-hour algorithm got you out of 167% gain. So you would have thought I would have gotten in late at 17. I didn't. It went 202% from August until October, and I was already 200% in. I took 100% off the table, and I'm just sitting there at 100%, again, I'm just in with the gains. So I
Oh,
don't even care at
when
this
did
point.
so it got you in around 17 here in August, and where did it take you out?
It got me out October 22nd on the morning candle, morning
Okay.
4-hour candle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, that's a pretty standard trend following system. That's not unreasonable at all. I mean,
no.
it's breaking the trend, you get out. You get on the start of the trend, you get out the end. Um, and now it's testing that same exact level again. Definitely a more risky trade than getting in originally, of course, but I mean, it's definitely possible you get at least a 10. I would probably consider this personally maybe a more short-term bounce trade.
Yeah.
The trend definitely seems to be, weakening. It doesn't mean it's going to die. Um,
I
but
mean,
I mean, the
this
risk to
could
reward is
easily
nowhere near as good.
it could my question would be at 48, and I would anybody who's willing to go into this, you need to answer this question for yourself. Is the next move to 60 or is the next move to 20? Because those are the two ranges that I would say. And is the risk from going to from 48 to 60 worth the risk of taking that it'll go back down to 20 even faster? And
Yeah,
so,
so you can use this position tool right here. So you said what,
yeah,
20? I don't know if you ever use this. It's actually really nice.
I don't.
Um,
I love this though. Good God. See, this is my 52-week training kind of
yeah.
here.
So I mean, the goal, depending on your strategy, most people that trade stocks, at least trend following or like generally trading, you're gonna have probably around a 50% win rate. Just take it or leave it. I mean, if you're mean reversion stuff where you're buying like lower and selling on like take profits, maybe higher, but generally, I would say don't expect to win more than 50%. So you're gonna want your risk reward to definitely be over one, probably closer to two. Is ideal, two plus to have an overall profitable time in the stock market. And you can use this to set up a stop loss, maybe below this level here, whatever it may be. And then you can just drag this till it's like at least a two or a 1.5 at least. And like, is that realistic? Do you think it's going to get there to the back to the all-time high before it gets there? Even either way, I mean, as long as you're taking high risk to reward trades, you should end up good in
God,
the long
so
run.
good. Man, I
Of
need to
course,
take trainings.
yeah,
That's such a good tool.
if you stick it back to where you originally got and your stop is probably way, better here, and then obviously you wouldn't have seen this, but if you just dragged up to a 2 risk to reward, I mean, you'd only have to get out maybe right there.
Oh, I
So
took some profits at 50% and I took some
yeah,
profits at 100%. And that now I'm at just all in at, whatever I'm in it is all profit. So even if it
yeah,
goes to zero, I didn't necessarily lose anything. I just
yeah.
haven't gained anything. So
Just train with free money. I mean, yeah, we were talking with Nate about Trump coin. I mean, I got on Trump coin like within hours of it coming out. And I took my initial out almost instantly. I mean, that thing was just flying. So now I have a bunch of coin worth nothing. I mean, no risk, but it's like all the gains are basically gone, which sucks, but it's whatever.
yeah,
Um,
I'm not supposed to call Nader a degenerate trader anymore. I will call him a selective trader.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a high risk, high reward type of guy.
Yeah, Mike, no offense, anybody in Trump coin, I kind of call it degenerate. I mean, that's just it
Yeah,
comes with
no,
territory.
it was not a real position. I didn't think it was real at first, but I thought it was just. I was just kind of more into it just because I just want to get into this. Just
Did you get
because
into Melania? That's the question. Because Melania was
I
like
did the
launched the
same
day
thing. I
after.
got in the second it came out. It went up. I took out what I got, what I put in instantly, and then it went to zero.
That
And
is
now I'm just
great.
sitting there with a bunch of free, useless coin now. Should have just taken all my profit. It wasn't big positions at all. I was just messing around because it was kind of funny. Just the way you have to buy these cryptos, it's kind of funny.
It's I don't I mean, honestly, I have IBIT, I have ETHA, I have Coinbase, I don't mess with the crypto stuff. I'm not smart enough. Literally, I tried to open up a Coinbase account, Mike, and I can't upload my driver's license for some reason. So for 3 years now, it keeps emailing me, you need to upload your license. And every time I do it, it
yeah.
just fails.
Yeah. Back in the day, crypto was crypto was cool when you didn't need the license stuff, the KYC. That's when the crypto is really fun. And you
That's
can
when you
just
didn't have to pay taxes on it either.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, yeah. I'm
That's
not a
when it
big
was
fan of coin.
cool.
I miss the whole crypto run. I mean, I have a little bit of crypto, but I'm kind of like you. I mean, I'll mess around with it. I know how to, blockchain, like how to like buy it and stuff, like traded my fair share of meme coins. It's not really my thing. But I mean, it's cool, I guess.
I think
Yeah.
Nader actually, on a serious note, called me one time. And he's like, "I'm buying fart coin."
Yeah. That's when I was like, come on, dude.
Yeah, get out.
How is this even real?
And I know this is gonna get back to Nader, and he's gonna be like, "Why are you talking about me like
Yeah,
that?" I'm
he's
like,
probably
"Well,
watching right now.
yeah, I know."
People are asking about BBAI, Big Bear AI, in the chat. Looks like they reported earnings
I'm
not too
not.
long ago.
This is one. If I'm, it was this. I think it's SoundHound is the
Oh yeah,
one that I like over Big Bear. They both kind of came out at the same time. I don't exactly know what they do, but I think SoundHound is the one that they put their voice technology into cars. I don't know what the Big Bear AI use case is. I mean, let's go. Can you ask Sidekick what
yeah.
BBAI does? Will it tell us?
Explain to me what BBAI does. Its fundamentals and whether you think it's a good buy at this level. Take
Perfect.
into account its recent earnings, forward guidance, and any other news. Yeah, man, I don't even think anymore. I just ask Sidekick everything. Like I have my
Yeah.
strategies, I back test them. It's like, you know what, Karen, what do I do?
Well, that's like what people ask me, the 4-hour algorithm, should I absolutely listen to it? I usually do. It's kind of like an analyst report for me. If it tells me to get in, then I feel more comfortable getting in. I ignore it just as much as I listen to it, but the
Yeah.
fact that you have it is just super nice.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta have something to back. You gotta have a baseline of something, like whether it backed. It's much easier to have conviction in something when you have something that at least back test well. Because if you can't even get something to back test right, I mean, what are you trading?
And I will tell you, your engineers yell at me because I only back test for 2 years. Um,
Yeah.
They tell me you should back test for 10 years. And even your AI tells me that you can't back test for only 2 years. Sorry, but the 2025 market is way different than the 2005 market.
Yeah. So it's a good point, actually. What I think, like, you should run the back test across several years, but then break it down by each different market type. Like you can analyze 2022 alone, you can analyze the 2021 bull market alone, and see how it does in each year. And that way, your strengths and weaknesses of your strategy.
Yeah,
Um,
take the strategy back to 2008 if you think this is a bubble, or even 2000,
right.
and test it on stocks that were back, then, and see
That's a
how it
great way to
works.
build conviction because if you get a crash, you're gonna have your back test through a crash, and you know exactly what to expect.
Yeah.
Um, that's
Oh, for
the
crying
but
out loud.
you're right. Using it on recent data is very important, and forward testing as well is very important. Probably arguably more important than looking at like 2008, but it's just for context, I think.
I like this.
Yeah, let's see what Big Bear
So
BBAI
much
does.
better than you get from a normal AI.
Oh yeah. So AI-driven tech solutions for national security, defense, and critical infrastructure. Similar, it sounds like the Palantir.
Yeah,
630 employees, a lot of engineers, half of them. Major revenue comes from government contracts.
and they're burning cash.
Oh boy, are they spectacular for recent earnings. They're burning cash like it's going out of style. Revenue is declining year over year for BBAI. Let's take a look. Guidance, lowered guidance. Not good. It's looking pretty bad, guys, so far. Let's see. Market cap around 3 billion. Maybe it says maybe the data didn't come through. Not sure why. Let's see. November 10th announced acquisition of some company Ask Sage for 250 million. Gen AI platform for defense. Interesting. But I think most recently are like biggest things is that they slash guidance, which is never good.
And their revenue growth year over year is -7%.
Yeah, you can see it right here. Revenue trend declining. And it's a good buy.
How is this good?
It says, unless you have some insider knowledge about defense contracts I don't know about, or you're gambling on some acquisition, it looks like a speculative play at best. Company's unprofitable, revenue's dying, and they're spending 250 million on an acquisition while burning cash. So yeah, doesn't look great to me. It's not even so. There was a good trend to right over here. Looking at Tushar Shanday's para band indicator. So if you're following the trend,
I have that. I published it in my newsletter as a buy on September 16th. And I must have traded this one. And I got out of it. I could have gotten out of it much higher, but I guess I got out of it in October.
Solid buy point. It looks like September 16th, highest you gotten at 6. It's still trading higher than that. Did trend a little bit right here.
It was a trade. It looks like a 40% or so gain. So
yeah, no, it's fun one to trade for sure. It looks like, I mean, over here is like definitely the big move. Looks like you could have got stopped out there though. Got in around like $2. And you got out maybe at 3, or if you decided to hold on, could have gotten out at 10 potentially even. It's like a
but
5X.
that was that was during that entire time I was saying the market's silly. You could literally, throw a dart at the market at any of these names.
Yeah.
And you were doing crazy stuff. So I probably took a rather small trade and just kind of threw it in there, and then I got scared and probably got out. So
yeah, not bad. Let's take a look. People are asking about HIMS and Rocket Lab. Actually, let's look at Rocket Lab first because I think they just reported as well not too long ago. Yes.
Rocket Lab, yeah, that's a buy the dip. I mean, I got to tell you, next to SpaceX, that's the only company that's really doing actual rockets, and their CEO, he's kind of Elon-like in that he's an engineer.
Yeah.
But fundamentally, it makes no sense. I mean, it's super, super expensive, and FYI, rockets are expensive. They're going to need to dilute you. So find a strategy to trade it. I don't think this is one where you just buy it and hold it.
Yeah.
I think you trade
the revenue growth is pretty nice, but yeah, absolutely. This is a trading stock. Like, look at these trends that you could have ridden up, all the way down from like 5 all the way to like 28 there, chopped around in early February 2025, which is interesting. Could have got back in, like May or June-ish, held it basically technically until like a few days ago.
Holding this one is like dating your cousin.
Yeah.
I mean, it maybe she's hot, but it just doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't make sense.
I mean, that's the reality of it. Yeah, it's a great stock, and again, it's probably going to be a winner. I love their CEO, but you're gonna have to sit through 50% downturns, and at times, I'm trading Open Door right now, Mike. I've got a position in Open Door. Let me see. I'll tell you right
take
now.
A look at Open. That's a big one. That one came up on a scanner I used the other day. So yeah, look at that. Interesting. So there's this big trend to ride up starting July to like October, died a little bit, and now it's starting to trend again. Interesting enough, on that same breakout. I think this is probably the breakout I saw above this pivot.
My Open Door position, I was up 20% yesterday. As of today, I'm up 6%. So
nice.
I held it.
Yeah. Could be a new trend starting. Could be. It just broke above this level. I think, their last their last quarter didn't look very good revenue wise. EPS is getting closer and closer to not being negative. At least, it's growing year over year, looking better. Definitely, again, not really a fundamental, just one that you want to trade.
And for me, this is Eric Jackson, who, if anybody doesn't know, if you're on Twitter, go and look up Eric Jackson. He's the guy that called Carvana and, essentially put it out there and it made like 10,000% or something.
Carvana has been insane.
And so he called Carvana on the rebound. And he said, hey, this is one. He's now promoting BETR. That one reported today. That's the other one that he was big on. And they're reporting they're down 4%.
Oh, what is going on here?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But this is one where BETR, is it halted? Because I don't see any after hours.
I just turned on the data. Yeah, that's weird. It closed, but
I don't see any after hours. But I know they were reporting today. Let me see what time they're reporting.
That's interesting.
BETR.
Oh, it's pre-market today, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it was pre-market, and they missed badly. Oof.
I don't know. I've never really seen this name before.
Oh yeah. So here's what it is. They are a mortgage company, kind of like Rocket, except they're just kind of getting started.
Interesting.
And so with housing, the mortgage rates coming down, they are going to be like a one-stop shop, kind of like like a Rocket Mortgage, where you can refinance and stuff like that. So it's Eric Jackson. He says it's worth like over, $12,000 or something, I think, is his price target.
Wow.
Yeah,
12,000.
Crazy, but
yeah. Well, that's one I'll keep on my radar for sure. Looks like it's starting to break. I don't know what's going on with the earnings, but it'll be interesting to see when the market opens tomorrow what's going on there. Someone's saying chart Link, and I think they're talking about the crypto Link USDT. Chain Link. This is. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really much crazy going on in crypto right now, so I got nothing for this, to be honest with you. It looks like it's trending down, though. Yeah.
Levitated Trading wanted to know if we traded AMAT, and I think it was, I don't know which persona told us, but they told us, no, we're not supposed to trade applied materials.
Yeah.
That was at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah. I'm definitely, I don't think I'm an AMAT.
I'm
personally,
not.
no.
And by the way, it's down at that 217. It's down 5%. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Sidekick called it perfectly. They called the support at 217, and that's where it's trading right at.
Yeah, it said stay away for earnings because it has a history of beating and coming down. I forget if they beat or not. Let me double check. I think they did. Better than expected Q4 earnings. Yeah. And it was
they beat revenue 1% and earnings per share by 3%.
Yeah, so small beat, but still double beat, and they're trading down. So yeah, that's that. What else? Did NU move at all? NU came down a little bit. RCAT came down pretty significantly. They also reported today. Looks pretty bad for RCAT. Let's see. Someone else. Oh, and HIMS is something else someone was asking about. HIMS is looking really bad lately. Even as healthcare is going up, like
but they're not making money. They have no money. They constantly have legal battles. I think it's 30% short interest. So the second they get some GLP-1 stuff again, just draw a line at 60 and you'll clearly see 60 is kind of where it pumps to. And with 30% short interest, you can pretty much assume that at 25, I think I've got my support at 25. Let me see. I'll pull up HIMS on my chart because I draw lines. Yeah. My first one was at 49. and then I've got one at $25. And so $25 was from a while ago. If I pull back a weekly, that $25 is the February 2021 high. And then you see it pull back there in 2025 right to about $25. So that wouldn't shock me if you get, the next move, if it's at 35 now, wouldn't shock me if you got down to 25 before going back to 60.
Yeah, no, I agree. Relative performance is dying. It's been, all green candles for quite a while now, but just recently it's starting to die. So I would agree.
Buyers need to show up at some point, but that they can stay away for a lot longer than you can stay in a stock.
Yeah, 100%. And it looks like, that last quarter's EPS is not helping.
No.
At 9 cents versus the last quarter of 32 cents, missing estimates. Revenue wasn't bad, but just not something you want to see for, a hype stock like
I would
that.
say if you're interested in trading HIMS, grab the $5 freaking promo and go ask Karen about HIMS. And I guarantee you'll get something about boner pills on there from Karen. Karen's angry about boner pills. You know that.
That's hilarious. You do have this level right here too at 35. Could see something there. Let's put on something basic like a 200-day moving average. Just to see. I like looking at the 200-day. Yeah, I broke the 200-day. RP died. It's not looking great for a long at the moment. Not looking,
People are wanting to listen to the Applied Materials earnings call. There must be 5,000 other channels that are playing the Applied Materials earnings call. Mike, by the way, between me and you, I hate when I tune in and you've got like an earnings call up.
Yeah, but it's normally it's probably started like 6 minutes ago. So I mean, we've been live for what, an hour and 15 now. So sometimes I'll just hop off and put on the earnings call because people, I guess, like to listen. I mean, I'll put them on for like the bigger ones, but like Tesla, I did it for Palantir. I got to see Carp go up there.
Yeah, when Carp's on, you tune in. But
yeah. But no, I hear you.
Name the CEO of Applied Materials, and we'll turn it on. And don't Google it. Don't Google
it. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know either. I mean, that's the thing. If you don't know the CEO, why do you want to listen to him?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Name his last job before he was the CEO of Applied Materials. Then you tune in.
Yeah.
But I love I like to use AI just to summarize the earnings call so I don't have to sit there and listen to it.
Oh, I agree. I put it on. You know what's funny? People are betting on what the CEOs are going to say in the earnings call. I think that's why they're getting so big now.
Did you see that Coinbase? With Brian Armstrong from Coinbase?
Yeah. He just started listing off all the things. That was funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Somebody it was a group message, texted in a group message that there was a prediction market about certain terms that he would bring up. And he started saying the terms at the end of the earnings call so he could fuck with the prediction markets and just basically run up the score.
That's what I always thought about for that. It's like, I'm sure these people have to know, like, people are literally betting on what they're going to say. Like, you can't just tell your little brother, hey, I'm going to say this, put all your money, like, it's kind of crazy.
Well, and you see all these gambling, that's why DraftKings and Flutter are all like tanking, and they're getting into the prediction markets because all of these like Major League Sports, they're saying there's this, the people are betting on this stuff. Well, the prediction markets aren't regulated. So nobody really even knows who's betting on them.
Polymarket, I don't even think it's legal in the US. I know Kalshi is.
Yeah.
Kalshi is. I have some buddies that use Kalshi. Robinhood does it. I mean, they're like, these prediction markets are a gray area for gambling, and they're predicting, not gambling.
I'll tell you what, that's why I'm involved in why I've got a heavy position in Robinhood, and I'm not selling it. I don't care that it's down 10% today. It doesn't bother me. I'll just buy the dip again. That management team is so aggressive. When they said, oh, you can't launch gambling. You have to go to each state and get state licenses for gambling. What did Vlad and his team say? We're just going to launch prediction markets.
Yeah, I think they had a little bit of pushback, but they figure it out over there at Robinhood for
Yeah, I
sure.
mean, that's it. Again, I'm not a huge Robinhood fan. I will tell people, I like having Fidelity. That's my thing. I think other people have Schwab. Other people have other stuff. I can't stand having my stuff where I can't like literally call a person or walk into a branch. And that may just be my generation, but
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
can't stand. I don't. Kudos to anybody that goes into Robinhood and stuff because you're adding to my my stock position, and I'm happy about it. And Mike, there will be some degenerate, and it might be Nader, that gambles on the Chiefs to win, and his entire IRA will get wiped out.
Oh, there's people doing it.
I
You
know.
know there's people doing it.
But I don't think Nader would bet on the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I've been tempted to gamble on there. I've actually put a couple prediction market bets on there, very small amounts. It's
I
not
did it
something
on the
I
Fed
enjoy
one.
having with my brokerage. It's
I
not
did it
good.
on the Fed, the last cut.
Mm.
I think I won like 3 cents for every dollar that I bet because it was like, okay, it's a given.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the interesting ones.
There was an arbitrage play on the Mamdani being mayor in New York. You
Mhm.
could have bet on Kalshi for him to win and on Poly Market for him to lose.
Hmm.
And if you put in, you would make 7% because that was the difference that it was paying in the arbitrage.
Yeah. Yeah, and those betting odds are weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Fawad
It's
wants
fun to
us to go
watch.
over his entire portfolio, it looks like. Hims, Rocket Lab, SMR, Intel. He's throwing every symbol he
I
can
know.
think of.
Yeah, I've just been pulling them up. Like
Yeah,
SMR is
Fawad,
breaking.
go and get the $5 freaking trial. This is a direct message to you. It's $5.
He might have it actually because he's on here a lot. Maybe not. But Intel is interesting. They've been one of the few stocks. I'm curious to see what their relative performance is.
That's
They
the
still have pretty high relative performance here, and they're hanging
pull up
up there.
anybody that the government's put money into, and they're outperforming the market. I mean, that MP Materials.
Yeah, I was just about to pull that up. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we have it right here. Actually, it's coming back down to there. Still pretty good relative performance though, as you can see. Yeah. What is it? Pentagon became the largest shareholder of this in July. Pretty insane.
Yeah.
And yeah, it caused a massive pump, obviously, in a gap. And honestly, we got pretty close back down to it. Probably will hold that as support would be my guess. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's a good
Well,
buy down here at
and
40s.
it's like Tempest, that AI medical
Yeah.
company. People were like, uh, Nancy Pelosi got really lucky. She got in early, blah, blah, blah. We dipped down to when Pelosi bought it. Yeah,
Right there.
several times, I think. Yeah, you got close there in April. So, I mean, it's
She's buying
pulling back.
calls too. But look at that. It's testing the 200-day moving average. That's interesting. They just had earnings. Looks like they were good. So not a terrible look there. It bounced off a pretty nice couple times ago. I mean, it's
It's
pretty
so
new.
expensive.
Yeah. Technically, it looks like I wouldn't count that as really a double bottom, but I wouldn't surprise if they at least had some of a bounce there. But momentum is pretty bad. It looks like you can see the squeeze indicator is. This one is really cool too. This go no go squeeze. Whenever it's dark blue, that means the volume is heavy. And it dropped under. This is like a basically an advanced RSI, if you want to say that. Like combines all these lowers into one. And it dropped below. It's at like -4. So the momentum's really bad. Which is kind of what you want for mean reversion. So again, mean reversion play, not a trend following play.
It's funny. I can never remember. I have the Weinstein analysis. I think I have this go, no go. I always have to look at your blog to remember what the colors actually mean.
Yeah. Well, their new one, we just had them on. They improved one. So they actually put labels for the no go and the go, which is kind of nice.
This one's a paid one though, right?
Yeah, the Pro is paid. The only thing it adds though is these labels, and also adds these little dots here, which is really nice too. It's kind of like I forget exactly the name for them, but basically the green dots means the trend is strengthening in the go signal, and then these red dots are basically, it's like potentially starting to slow down from there. So basically you can, like, if you get in here from the signal, you could trim there at the red ones, or you can add here small amounts at, the green dots. It does pretty well.
But
These
these
green
guys
ones
are momentum and like relative performance type stuff too, right?
they are, but I've noticed their indicator it's not getting in super, super late. I forget which one it was. And they're
I
always
know
like,
I've
look at
used
this.
their bottom one before, and it actually timed it really well on a few of my trades.
Yeah. Something he kept mentioning is like, whenever you see like an obvious line, like a horizontal line, like look at this Palantir. I actually brought this up. It's like, there's a trend following indicator, but it put a go signal, as it was coming down, which I thought
Yeah.
was interesting. And it's like, whenever you see it line up with these obvious levels, you'll often notice, our signals line up with them. I thought that was kind of cool. Again, I don't know of course, the exact logic behind it, but kind
Yeah,
of
I'm
goals
sure.
to combine everything. Yeah.
Well, what's ironic is you're right at on a 4-hour, you're right at the 200 day with
Mm,
Palantir right now. That's right there.
yep.
I got my range is between 120 and 160 where I'll start adding Palantir. Until then, I'm not even touching it.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's probably smart. I mean, it's been chopping around for quite a while now.
Yeah, but
Well,
even on a weekly mic, the MACD is still 17 points above the oscillator on the MACD.
oh yeah.
17.
I mean, the momentum has been insane in this one. Yeah, not even close to getting out on the weekly.
No.
It's just still going. So, oh yeah, crazy market though. How did the SPY close today?
I
Let's
can
take a
tell you
look.
my
Here it
portfolio
is.
was not happy today.
Yeah, it's one of those days where you just don't really want to look.
Well, I was down. Here's the thing. I was down my overall portfolio. I'm looking at it right now. I was down 1.39. And
Not bad.
NASDAQ, which I normally track against, was down 2.2. So overall, I'm pretty happy I outperformed. I didn't drop as much as the NASDAQ.
Yeah.
Even the Dow was down 1.6 and the S&P was down 1.6. So down 1.3.
That's good. That's great, actually.
At my top position, that positive was EAT. And Berkshire
E?
was up 2%.
Said E?
EEAT, Brinker International. And if you don't know, Chili's, my girlfriend will not let us go. But sometimes when she's not here, I'll just go to because they have a $10. You can get fries, burger, and a Coke.
Oh, the
So
3 for me. Yeah,
yeah,
I honestly kind of love Chili's.
I know.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love it? My girlfriend, I told her she's Japanese, and I told her, I said, listen, you need to become American, and we need to
Yeah.
start going to Chili's and Applebee's.
Do you have a BJ? I don't like Apple. I can't do Applebee's, but I'll do Chili's. Do you have a BJ's near you?
We do. There, if
I,
you haven't been to Atlanta, there's a town called Cumming with a Dick's Sporting Goods and a BJ's right next to each other. Yeah.
that's pretty funny. Now, BJ's is my favorite. I was there last night. I know their deals by day. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
have them memorized. Like yesterday was burger day, $5 beers all day. That's my spot.
Yeah, but you live in California, so it's got to be.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect place for you.
What do you mean?
Like California's so expensive, and BJ's is just
Yeah.
like pretty economical, right?
If you shop the deals, I mean, it's normal price if you don't shop on their deals. Like they have a great happy hour and they have a daily deal. But overall, yeah, it's honestly pretty great. Like you can get like any appetizer on happy hour for like $7 or $8 or something. So it's pretty good.
Today was rib day.
Rib day.
Schwab-
Yeah, nice.
See, you're not the only one.
Yeah, no, it's a great place. I think they have a stock too. I think it's just, oh no, it's BJ's. Oh yeah.
It's
Oh wait,
BJ's restaurants.
BJRI.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, they don't.
Boy,
Stock is
that's
whatever.
ugly.
Yeah.
Do a twofer and put up EAT next to it so we can look at both of them.
EAT. What was EAT again?
EAT is Brinker International. I just want to see the two symbols. Oh, you can do price compare. There you go.
Yeah, you can do that.
Boy, that's super similar, except EAT broke out.
Yeah. Yep. You can do it.
Wow. Wow, that's really wild.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool indicator, the price compare.
Well, it's funny because what was it? BJ's broke out way back there in 21.
Yeah.
And now EAT is breaking out here in 25.
Yeah, it's
So
interesting, huh?
does EAT just have a sideways trade going in it?
Yeah. And I've never traded either of these stocks, so I don't know. But what is this? What is the red one? BJ's, I think. Yeah.
It's
BJ,
the red
they're
one.
all. Yeah. Can't read
That's
line
wild.
charts. I don't know why.
That's so wild how like comparative they are.
Yeah. Do line up pretty well.
I
Except for
wonder,
here in 21.
can you throw another one in there?
I think two. I might be actually, I don't know.
Take
Maybe
out
can
even
add
throw in Darden, DRDN, I think it
DRI.
is. DRI, that's it.
Yeah, you can actually. Yeah. Never done more than two. That's funny.
And so DRI is the purple one. That one's been outperforming the whole bunch.
Yeah, Darden's a solid one from what I remember.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the big boy in the restaurant group, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I think so for sure. DRI, yeah. There's another. Well, Yum is like a lot of the fast food.
Yeah, that's Taco Bell, I think, right?
Taco Bell, it's Dunkin', it's like KFC, stuff like that. And that one's, doing its thing. Not
EAT
really.
was my big winner. Allstate was a winner. I had losers. Celestica, IREN, and Sterling were my biggest losers for the day. So
Yeah. Well, I don't think any of my stocks are up today. Well, I think there's a couple maybe.
you don't own Berkshire?
I don't.
Wow.
I do not.
It's a perfect buy the dip. I mean, if we're going into
yeah, it looks great.
I mean, he's got record amounts of cash on hand and treasuries, and he's all set for the pullback.
He's moving up today. We think our social team tweeted about it. They've been doing great recently, just completely negating the market. Let's put on relative performance.
They haven't done,
I have the scanner open still. Oh, no data.
On the relative performance?
It has to be on A.
Oh, you're going against A. I think they trade right alongside each other, just the price is different.
Yeah, I'm not sure why RP isn't working there. That's interesting. I know it's like a .A. I don't know. Maybe it's because the symbols are split or something.
Does it do relative performance on ETFs? Maybe it considers
No, it doesn't work on ETFs.
Maybe
that's
does
not work. Yeah. Because, it's made to compare stocks to ETFs, essentially. But, yeah, gold is interesting lately.
Gold is up because, I mean, they didn't even address the deficit when they opened the government, so nobody cares about spending. We can spend as much as we want. Ooh, Meta was actually up today. Meta finished up 0.14%.
Just barely up.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, then being down so bad, coming down, fill that gap. I mean, solid earnings, honestly, except for that one-time bill or whatever.
Well, all he's got to do, we saw that it's what I call rinse and repeat. We've seen this play before.
Oh yeah.
If he mentions a year of efficiency again, just watch the trend go on this one the same way it did. I mean, that's essentially what he did. So if he just pulls back some spending, I don't think he will, But if he pulls back any kind of spending over the next year, this is an $800 stock again.
Yeah. I mean, it had a pretty crazy story there in 2022, one of the best buys of that dip. And yeah,
Yeah, you don't have it marked on the chart where Jim Cramer cried.
It's probably down there somewhere, huh?
Let me see. I'm going to Google it. When did Jim Cramer cry about Meta? Let's see. It was I screwed up. January 11th. God, when was the date of this? Meta shares doubled since Jim Cramer apologized. Meltdown last October. So it was October 2022. Yeah, October 27th, 2022.
It's quite literally the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Literally the bottom.
Yeah. You're literally, I think anything that has to do with Meta, your social team should post the Jim Cramer crying.
Like yeah. I forgot about that one. That's great. Look at this go no go signal here on the weekly. Got you long right there. Didn't really get you out. You could have sold any of these red dots, but
I tell you what, I bought at right after their earnings at $660, and I bought a good amount of it. Still not fully in the position that I want, so I added to it. Not the best buy in the world, and kind of my journal, I read it the other day. My journal said, you got to be patient. There was no signal to actually buy. I just kind of jumped the gun and said, it's an irrational decision. And I'm still down. You know, what am I down on that one? Let me see. On that one, I'm down 9.55%.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be probably a tough one to hold for a bit until it's not.
I think this is, you know, I've learned in the past that the only way I'll sell this one is if I have to tax loss harvest, and I'll just buy it back again. And I may have to buy it back at a higher price, but you just hold it. I think Zuckerberg is too smart. I think he's playing. He's got something in there. They haven't even started monetizing WhatsApp yet. I mean, for me, that's just clear and evidence that once they start monetizing WhatsApp, which is the largest, I think, in the world, it's, you know, they're getting paid for eyeballs. So where's their big eyeballs? And where's, you know, he was talking about Threads, I guess. I'm not even on Threads.
I'm not either.
I don't know anybody who's on Threads.
I don't get it. Yeah.
But he programmed that in like 3 weeks after Elon bought Twitter.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically just, you know, Instagram's Twitter, I guess. I don't know. I'm not on TikTok. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on X and it's really using Instagram, I guess. But yeah.
I mean, when I post my podcast, it's on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I tried doing TikTok. TikTok annoys the hell out of me.
Yeah.
It's so addicting. I'll go on there and post something, and then 4 hours later, I figure out that I've been sitting there watching their damn scroll because it's so entertaining with stuff.
They got it down. They got their algo down to a science for sure.
It's so good. I mean, it's so addicting, and there's no way it's ever coming to this country. And they're just going to push this law down the road, and nobody even talks about it anymore. So, I mean, it's illegal for it to be in this country, yet it's not even, you know, gone.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It is interesting. But yeah, futures are going to open here pretty soon at this point. I think it's 30 minutes they open.
Where's AMAT?
I got AMAT open right here. It's doing nothing but sold off.
I mean, if this isn't the best advertisement for Sidekick, he called it perfectly.
It really did. It truly did. And yeah,
I mean, my 4-hour algorithm got you out at 2:30 yesterday. So
Yeah,
it
that's
got you out
good.
before earnings with a 46% gain with a buy in September. So
Nice.
it was pretty good. I mean, you didn't. I should have been buying this one. Honestly, it should have been on my watch list, but it wasn't. But now you've got a good chance to get back into it because the earnings were really good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the beat, or you're talking about AMAT?
Yeah, and if it can hold that 213 level, I think you're going to start to see this one take off again. Again, on the weekly, the MACD is extended. The last time we saw the MACD this high was July of 2024, and you went from 255 and you slid down towards April, and you got down to 131. So it wasn't
Yeah.
straight down, but
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens with the overall market.
I love the
Semis
way
taking
Sidekick
some
called.
hits. What was that?
I love the way Sidekick called it. I mean, it was just spot
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, again, I literally ask Sidekick before I do anything these days, like genuinely.
Well, you're not limited to 25 messages a month, so
I mean, I use it about once a day. Like if I
that's
was
it.
limited, like
That's it.
yeah, I got to what's it called? We test it all the time. So we have all those messages, but I easily could get by with the 25 if I really made them count.
Let me see.
I would just build really crazy prompts.
You guys have it. Yeah, I have 22 more messages available until November 30th, and we're at the 13th. We're halfway through the month, and I've used 3. So,
That's not bad.
and
It's
by the
not
way,
bad.
all of them weren't even stocks. The one, this was all for my podcast. The one was Applied Materials. Then I had it analyze the portfolio, which was great. Then I had this morning,
Mhm.
I analyzed BABA.
Yep.
And I messaged you the other day, I guess in October, I had a few messages with Karen, one with Warren about momentum stocks. And then I
Mhm.
had it, the Redditor, figure out a strategy to trade around CIFR. And it's not
Interesting.
great at strategies yet.
Yeah, it's good for ideas for sure. I use it for ideas all the time. It's like, what parameters should I use? Should I change this? Should I update that? You got to bring something to the table. It won't just, yeah, like you said, like it's not great at just building it from start to finish. But if you come with ideas and you ask her for suggestions, it is very good at giving you ideas for stuff. I've
And the
seen.
hack is to use another like Perplexity or Chat GPT or whatever to
Oh
come
yeah.
up with the prompt before you even prompt it.
Mhm.
Therefore,
Yeah.
you don't waste your messages to Sidekick.
Yeah. You can make the better you make the prompts on any AI, the more use you're going to get out of it, the better output. So
Yeah.
great tip there. Yeah, I do that as well. So great tip. But yeah, should probably call it here. Market closed, earnings came in. AMATs was again a double beat compared to analysts, but year over year they were down. And yeah, pretty bloody day. But overall, the market's honestly still hanging in there. If you look at the SPY, could just make another higher low.
Yeah, you guys can trade futures on TrendSpider too, right? Did I lose you? Did we lose Mike? Did I get bounced? Was it me that got bounced or am I still here? I'm going to go check. Or was it Mike that got bounced? Let me see. Live. You're there, Mike got bounced. Okay, Mike got bounced. Sweet. So now I have control of TrendSpider's I am gonna go. Mike got bounced. Thank you guys. Again, sign up for the TrendSpider. You can use their link, my link. If you listen to my podcast, you should use my link because you know the benefits of signing up through me. But if you use Mike's link, use Mike's links. Just go and get the $5 trial. Again, $5. You know, it's $5. I mean, skip the guacamole at Chipotle for a day. That's what guacamole costs, is $5. Skip it for a day. Okay, I'm out. You guys have a great day. Enjoy. Oh, can I share my screen? Probably should be looking at this kind of stuff. I don't think. Oh, I guess I can share my screen. Yeah, it is good stuff. Okay, I'm going to eat dinner. You guys have a great day. See ya.